I saw the promo video for the Boba Fett TV series for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's got potential. It could be really, really good.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that one. I actually did not watch Mandalorian.
I loved The Mandalorian for the first season and a half, and then it kind of just fell off for me. Like, there was a couple of miscastings where I'm like, no, I don't like that person. That was that a character. No volume currently, but I'll try and stop by when no one's in the office. Weird, because it looks like it's playing over here.
Are you pretty diehard Star Wars?
Yes.
So, all right, then I have to ask you, what do you think of the new movies?
Okay, so as much as I would love to say I love those movies, they did Legends and the Extended Universe so dirty that I can't say I love them. I called that Rey was a Palpatine right during the lightsaber duel in Force Awakens.
Yep.
And one of my friends is like, there's no way she's a Palpatine. I'm like, yes, she is. And he's like, how the fuck would you think that? I'm like, because the only person in the entire Star Wars universe who's ever used a thrust with a lightsaber was Palpatine. What was the first fucking move that she did? She got the lightsaber and force thrust. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys, how do you not see this? Like, she's literally so force adept. They Mary Sue the living shit out of her, but she's so force adept. Day one, come the fuck on. She's somebody bad news bears. And I like, especially at the very end when she shows up and gives the lightsaber to Luke. The look on his face wasn't like, oh, I'm so excited to see you. The look on his face was like, you're supposed to be dead. This isn't okay. Like, something's really wrong if you're alive. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. They Mary Sue the living shit out of her, and like, okay, so you have Kylo Ren named Ben for some stupid reason, even though Han and Leia never knew Obi-Wan as Ben, so they would never name their kid Ben. You know, you don't have a guy named Han and a girl named Leia. They're like, oh, you know what's a good name? Ben.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But having them not have the twins, that threw me. I'm like, okay. So after the first movie, I'm like, okay, I think Kylo is actually Luke's kid that he gave to Han and Leia to raise because he was off trying to be a Jedi and didn't want the bad people coming after his kid. So he just gave him away. I'm like, he's actually Luke's kid. Nope. That was wrong, and that sucks because that would have made a really, really good storyline. There's just so much that they had potential in that movie to be great, and they threw it all away. How she's able to fight off Kylo in the very first fight, and not only like force pull the lightsaber to her, but fight him force pulling at the same time. Like, he's a Sith who's been on the road to being Sith, who's been trained for like over 2 decades, and you're outdoing him in one fight. Like, no, plot armor. Yeah, and then there's people who are like, oh, well, you just don't like it because she's a powerful woman who's doing it. I'm like, no, because otherwise I would hate Ahsoka, I would hate Bo-Katan, I would hate Sabine and Satine and all the rest of them. Like, if you want to attack me and say I'm being a feminist or an anti-feminist, you're crazy, because there's a lot of powerful women in the Star Wars universe that are badasses. Leia alone is probably one of the most badass women in the entire Star Wars universe, and nobody ever gives her due.
No.
Like, it's been said multiple times that she's more powerful in the Force than Luke. Like, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I don't have too much input on the Star Wars franchise. I've always been more of a Lord of the Rings guy.
Oh, there you go. Are you excited or skeptical of the new Amazon thing that's coming out.
Well, from the first looks of it, I'm excited. I'm not quite the diehard to. I know some diehards really hate the new Hobbit movies.
Sure.
I found them enjoyable. You know, I've read all the books. I haven't read the Silmarillion.
Oh my God, that one is so insane.
You read it?
Yes.
I haven't. I got the copy just recently.
It's like reading radio instructions. It's so hard to read.
That's what I've heard. Well, I'm reading Dante's Inferno right now, so.
Oh wow, that's a brilliant book.
Obviously, the translation, but.
Sure.
Good.
My friend Dan, he has one of the original. He has a print from one of the original presses of that. He loves dark shit like that.
Well, believe it or not, the reason I got it was my friend was telling me to, and I really like the Devil May Cry games, which are...
Yeah, that's pretty much the takeaway from those, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's why the guy's name is Virgil.
Yep.
If you like those games, or if you like that kind of genre as well, you should look up the Dante's Inferno video game. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it plays like Devil May Cry somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen the boss.
It's kind of like Devil May Cry meets God of War.
Yep.